Hi, this is Amy Lewis. This is Engineers Unplugged. Hi, this is Amy Lewis, and you're back for another episode of Engineers Unplugged. I'm here with Chad and Chris, and we're going to be talking about VSPEX 101, everything you wanted to know about VSPEX, but were afraid to ask. So, Chris, I'm handing it off to you.
Yeah, so I work in the hands-on labs here at VMworld, and we're effectively running a bunch of VSPEX in the background. I mean, the entire hands-on lab is pretty much running on VNX and UCS, so in a sense it's VSPEX, and the beauty of it is the flexibility that we get from it. And I'm sure Chad can talk to kind of how we get to that point architecturally to get to this converged infrastructure that provides such flexibility.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Yeah, we talk a lot about VSPEX. I could go for an hour, but we'll try to keep it down to about 5 minutes. In addition to the reference architectures that he's talking about, we also put a lot of other things around VSPEX to make it easier for our partners to go sell solutions, right? So not just reference architectures, but go-to-market collateral, video, sales incentives, and probably most importantly, the proven infrastructure documentation, where we actually take these configurations into our lab, we test them out, we stress them, we make components fail, and we understand the behavior so that when a customer deploys this, they're going to get a predictable result. Now on the Cisco side, they actually mirror that effort with the Cisco validated design process. So when you choose a VSPEX that's based on EMC and Cisco, you're actually getting double the validation on those configurations.
Right. And the beauty of it is this really provides our partners a solution to go to market with. I mean, they're really providing their customers a converged infrastructure solution layered in with software to manage these private clouds and eventually maybe even leverage hybrid private cloud model. So the biggest benefit to our partners is that solution, and the CVD gives them a roadmap to get there. So the customers can get a solution like Chad said that's completely tested and proven, hammered on, we know whether it works or not, we know its limits, and we're just handing that via CVD right to the partner and saying, here you go ahead and deploy this for our customers, and it's just really been a fantastic solution. I think so.
Yeah, just recently we announced the refresh of our VNX product line, so we've got the new VNX line, huge increase in performance because of the multi-core capability. We're also upgrading the VSPEX solutions to vSphere 5.5, along with your roadmap and the next generation of Cisco UCS server as well. And then we've also got some cool things happening with vCloud Automation Center. Maybe you could talk about what's happening in 5.5 and VCAC.
Yeah. So we're actually doing some real tight integration. We have plugins from pretty much all of our vendors. So if you're an Oracle shop, we can actually effectively show you everything you need to know from the storage through the UCS, up through the database stack to the application layer, the virtualization layer, from a single pane of glass through VCOps, as well as the integrations with VCAC that allow us to deploy hardware as well as software through a single point, a single catalog, if you will, for our partners and customers. So it's all very exciting for us. And then add to that, we're also working with Cisco on logarithm integration. So we have a fantastic product that can pull log information out, aggregate it, show you your spikes, and let you troubleshoot and get to root cause very, very quickly by just taking all those complex logs, parsing the information, and showing you just what you're really concerned about. And we've actually used it here in the labs to troubleshoot our environments. And for example, we did a patch upgrade to our environment, and as soon as that patch hit, we saw a spike in logs, and we could really go down to very specific error messages and say, oh, this happened on the day we did that, minute that we did that update, this problem occurred. So it's been really, really good for us, and that tight integration is really giving these customers a good solution.
Yeah. You must have been working outside the reference architecture if you've had errors in your configurations back there, right? Come on.
It was our software that caused the problem.
Great. I think in addition to the stuff we talked about, we're doing a lot more with data protection as well. So now in VSPEX, one of the things that we just came out with over the last few quarters is very comprehensive data protection packaging. So we've got EMC backup and recovery solutions for the applications as well as the private cloud solutions. We've got now Recover Point for replication, both synchronous and asynchronous. And that now has a virtual appliance, so you no longer have to have a physical appliance to do Recover Point. Now partner installable as well, no professional services requirement, so a lot simpler, a lot easier to deploy that solution. And we've got VPlex in the solution now if you want continuous availability, either locally or between data centers. Been really successful with the data protection portfolio so far, so we expect pretty big things from that.
So it really looks like we've got you covered from the SMB to the commercial segment up to that large enterprise of these solutions. I think we can pretty much provide any kind of solution you need for that private cloud you're looking for. Between these companies, these three companies, this trifecta right here, we really give you a great product and solution. And then again, like I said, it feeds the partner ecosystem and really gives them some fantastic options.
Yeah, agreed. I think the relationship we have with the other two companies here has been fantastic. We're very collaborative with Cisco in their CVD process, and there's a lot of domain knowledge there that we can leverage. And so really grateful and really glad to be here.
Okay, well, I'm nosy, and I've got some questions. Okay, so when someone's looking for a solution, can you give me some of the benefits of VSPEX? So you're talking about it at a very high level, but for those of our viewers out there who don't really know anything about this, what are some of the challenges they might be facing that would cause them to go down this path to look for this solution?
Sure. The number one challenge that this addresses is the risk of deployment. Because the solutions have been pre-architected and tested and validated, that means that your risk of something going wrong at the time of deployment is going to be greatly reduced. So you're going to shrink the time it takes to start getting value out of that solution. So that's the number one thing that VSPEX does for our customers.
Okay, and I think I heard you say that the hands-on lab just behind us is running on this architecture. Is it?
Yeah, pretty much. So we've got some Extreme I/O in there. I don't know if Extreme I/O is part of VSPEX or in the roadmap, but by and large, it's VNX underneath. Most of those labs and the IOPS are just, we hammer these arrays, but they're just not even being touched. It's just fantastic.
Okay, I know these guys. They can't resist bragging on your numbers. Can you give us any of the numbers out of the hands-on lab? What have you been burning through over there on this architecture?
So I think we've deployed about 30,000 VMs. We've effectively cold booted mini data centers hundreds of times a minute for the last 4 days, and we're sitting at about 40,000 VMs, I think, which is the equivalent of about 3,000, 3,500 labs.
And you still seem upright, so it seems like it's going pretty well.
We are tired, but we are upright.
That's why it's so hot in here, I think, right?
All right, well, I think it's unicorn time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So it's time to show me the converged infrastructure unicorn. I want to see a VSPEX unicorn.
Do we have a VSPEX unicorn?
Oh, I don't know. Go.
No, I don't think you do.
Oh, it's time. You've got to invent that right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'll validate the design.
Right, 1,000 users for VDI using.
I'll let Chris commentate.
Yeah, it's a good baseline though. Very, very common deployment.
So we want UCS blade, and then we would have VNX. And for this solution, that's probably going to be a VNX 5800. Okay, so we're going to have redundant networking, redundant fabric to all of our UCS blades, and then on top of this, we're going to use VCAC as the orchestration layer, the management orchestration layer, and then on the storage side, we're going to have linked clones, and we're going to use our fast caching with flash to accelerate the boot. So we're going to have a flash tier, and then we're going to have a SAS tier, and then we're going to have a nearline SAS tier. This could be holding your home directory data or whatever, but this is really what's going to protect you from boot storms. So what's enabling you guys to boot so many virtual machines at once is fast cache, being able to promote that data up to the fast cache boost very, very quickly. This gives you the portal, users the portal, they can select their desktop, self-provision a virtual environment. Self-provision a virtual environment, and then we also have the management console through VCAC for you guys to manage it from the back end. So this is sort of what that stack would look like. You've got Cisco at the network and compute, EMC storage, and if you want to back it up, this is going to be Avamar, and you're going to embed those agents directly in your desktop images so everybody's got backup as soon as they turn their machine on.
Well, and of course on this show, it has to be an actual unicorn. So here we go.
Put a horn on it?
Yeah, put a horn on it.
Yeah. I was wondering how you were going to get there. Trying to figure out how you were going to get there.
Oh, and maybe, a rainbow tail. All right, there you go.
So take this to a customer solution. We run into this all the time in the VDI arena. Somebody has a call center need, they're releasing a new product, they need to add temporary help to handle the volume of the calls. I need 1,000 users, therefore I need 1,000 desktops. We can deploy this in minutes time and have it running simply by caching it and allowing us to avoid those boot storms. These guys can be sitting behind virtual desktops, handling calls before product releases. Very, very quickly.
So the good news is this isn't just a unicorn. This is a unicorn that you too can deploy. So we've seen it in action over there. We're going to close out the show. So thanks so much, Chris. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Engineers Unplugged.